Hey everybody, my name is Dejan, and welcome to Words, Wine, Into Purpose. The goal of the show is to introduce you to people and ideas to inspire you and others to find their dreams, their purpose, and become the best version of themselves. Today's guest is a podcaster, blogger, and the founder of Sexual Essentials. She goes by the name of Samia Burton. And I could go on and on about her, but how about you tune in on this sit down and find out more. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Samia Burton. Take one. I always wanted to do that.
Hi.
She's so shy. She's not really shy. She's not really shy.
I am.
Don't let her fool you. Don't let her fool you. Okay.
Somebody thought I was cool enough to be recorded. I'm a little nervous.
So let's
Let's
go ahead and begin. So Samia, if I were a stranger and I came up to you off the streets and said, "Hey, what is Sexual Essential? How would you describe it to me?"
It's hot stuff. No, I'm just playing. So Sexual Essentials LLC is a company that I started because I felt that sex itself has a lost sensuality to it. Intimacy has been lost, especially in this generation where the phone and social media rule everything. Sexual Essentials encompasses social media. It's a blog, it's a podcast, it's a sex store, and it's actually hands-on classes. So I felt that a lot of people would say, "Oh, I want to have this type of sex," but the only thing you can do is read about it. Nobody is really informing people or showing people how to do this. If it was just that simple to do anything, we would all just read about it and be able to do it. But it's more than that. Sometimes you need somebody to literally hold your hand and say, "No, this is how you do it." Now, I don't hold people's hands and teach them, "Hey, this is how you have sex." But one of the avenues that I took was developing an actual hands-on oral sex class for women. I haven't gotten to the men part yet, but pretty much
You hear this?
I give the women dildos, and we have a woman's only class and setting, and I teach them the art of fellatio. And people can actually say they went somewhere and they learned how to do something. I mean,
Hold on, where is my invite to these classes?
You
know I got a camera.
You gonna suck on
I need to be recording the highlights. You might find the next superhead. So I need to record this.
No, that's
Alright, I understand that people like to be confidential with that type of thing, but
and like the amount of people that I've reached since doing this has been ridiculous. So I started this company February 1st of 2018, and on Instagram alone I'm almost at 10,000 followers. I've been featured with some pretty big names, Big Tigger, trying to think who else. Oh my goodness, I can't even think. I've been featured on multiple podcasts, been interviewed. I've been featured in Set Media magazine, where I did a 4-page spread on like top tips to enhance your sex life, and people are really starting to listen to me because I'm not giving or doing the same things that everybody else has done when it comes to sex. I'm going to bring you in and show you exactly what to do, how to do it, and my page isn't just memes. I'm actually educating people and helping them take it a little farther to talk about sex. So because if you can't talk about it, you're probably not having it very good,
That's a good point.
It's all the essentials of sex, literally. That if it includes sex, it can be a part of my company. That's
pretty cool. I remember when Samia called me and expressed the idea to me, and I said, "You got to do it. There's nothing like that out there. It's different. It's innovative because people feel that sex is a sensitive topic to talk about. Especially between partners.
Yeah, it's always awkward.
And it's in that beginning stages, or even further, it could be in the middle of the relationship, or even towards the end of the relationship, depending on what's going on prior to that.
Yeah.
But we don't do a good job enough of communicating what we like and what we don't like within the bedroom to our partners.
Yeah.
One person could be a good communicator, and the other person may not be. So I think that the platform you've created allows an open platform to feel comfortable talking about those type of things.
It also has been providing people a person to confide in that they don't have to ever see again if they don't want to. So people ask me advice letters, I'm talking about all day. Like my DMs are full of people saying, hey, what do you think I should do? And some people that are really nervous or would have never even tried to improve in some of these areas, they're taking a chance with me and saying, you know what, look, I know I need to get better in this area. And not just like oral sex, but like communicating, or how can I be more hands-on? How can I be better with my partner's love language and different things like that? And they're asking for advice now. Like they're trusting, and you don't really see black women or black people being the face of sex. It's a lot of, Dr. Ruth and people that you can't really relate to, so you don't, or you can't reach, which is why I have the Instagram platform, so that way people can reach out to me. I answer every single DM that I get, period. Like
that's dedication. I like that. Some of us get those random DMs and we'll look at it, we'll leave it on read, we'll be like, I'm not answering that. I don't know what you're talking about. But let me go to my next question, because I know us, when we sit here and talk, we can talk for hours. So I don't want this to be that type of interview. I want it to be focus based, and I want you guys to learn something from this. So tell the people about the 1 minute sex tips. Before you even start, I remember the first one you did. Remember, I called you. I said, this is it. I said, I love this. I said, I love this. And another thing that you did was it was another thing that you did, the sex playlist.
Oh, the sex playlist.
I called her. I was like, yo.
That was real smart.
I put like 20 songs. I commented. She put a post up. And what was the question for the sex playlist? It was
like, let's make a sex playlist. Drop a song that needs to be on the sex playlist.
Well, I gave them.
It got thousands of comments. People, like, if you need a sex playlist, you gotta go back to that post.
Yeah,
okay.
You need to do that again, though.
Yeah, I do, because now I got more followers. You can make a whole better one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I started doing this thing where I shoot a video of a 1 minute sex tip. So something that I've been doing is going live on Instagram. And so sometimes that'll be 45 minutes to an hour. And I realized that, I know even me myself, I can rarely watch somebody's entire Instagram live. Like if I miss it or whatever, or either I have to exit out of it and go back in. And so I was like, okay, what are some things that people need to know about sex? And I can highlight that and then jump right back off, And so if people are using my page as a resource for educating themselves, everything cannot be 45 minutes, because people don't always have that type of time, And I definitely am a person that can ramble, and I want to give some people what they need, and if they want more information, they can come back to me with that, right? So 1 minute sex tip is I literally film it for 1 minute, and I put as much information I can about the topic. So some that I've done is masturbation hacks for women, how to ask for oral sex, the purpose of yoni oil, which is something that I provide on my site, whatever. And I explain as much as I can to help people understand it within 1 minute, and I put it out there, and the videos have been getting shared by other sex educators. The comments, like the views, it's like thousands of views every time I do it, because people don't have to lock in for 45 minutes. Like,
True.
Like some people, you have to do something small to catch their attention, to keep reeling them back in. And those 1 minute sex tips, people were just like, damn, I learned a lot. It's 60 seconds. And so, yeah.
It's very informative. And I find it incredible and interesting how you condense all that information in 1 minute. And I know you probably do like 5 takes, 20 takes. That's the thing. People don't see the process.
They don't see the process. All you see is that one video.
All you see is the one video. And I know this firsthand because I'm a photographer. Because I'll take a million shots of one. You know,
that one perfect shot.
But it'll be slight angles. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure that you put a lot of effort into condensing all that information in 1 minute.
So like a lot of times if I do a Instagram live, so I know that I have to look at the numbers. If I have 9,000 followers and I only got 2,000 views on this video, there's a lot of people that didn't see it. So what I've been trying to do is reach every avenue. So if you have some people that love watching Instagram lives, okay, I hit them. But what about the people that never use the Instagram story? You make timeline posts for them. So I tried to regurgitate the information so that way everybody that follows me can find their own way of getting it. So some people won't watch the video at all, or they'll watch it on mute. Or like if they're only on Instagram at work, things like that. So I try to do everything in every avenue. I'll do an Instagram live, I'll do an Instagram post, I'll do a timeline post, and I'll do a timeline video. all on the same topic. So however you'd like to come to my page to find the information, I give you that option of how to do that, you know?
Okay.
And so it's just, I mean, people always ask me, when you gonna do another one if I haven't done it in a few hours?
I don't know what's going on over here, but she just likes to be on camera. That's what it is. When I told her I was going to interview you, she said, I'm coming this weekend, and hired a whole makeup artist to come here, do makeup in my living room. Yeah.
I'm trying to look good for you, for the people.
She's not doing this for me. She's not doing this.
Ready with red velvet.
So, what is the biggest change in your life since you started Sexual Essentials? And I want you to tell people the things that consist within your life.
Yeah. No,
I mean, your mom,
yeah, I got you. No, I feel you. I feel you.
She got it.
Okay, so honestly, the biggest change is trying to balance and be everything I already committed myself to before this. So I work a full-time job. I am a wife, and I'm also a mother. And there's some those are some things that I committed to before starting this, and I don't think that following this purpose should change the amount of effort that I give in those other areas. So I have to create a traveling schedule. I travel out of town for all of these classes. So like a tour at a time is me gone like 6 weekends consistently, you know. My husband, I can't be teaching dick sucking classes and I ain't sucking his dick. Like there has to be some balance. Like I have to really make sure that everything that I'm doing in my company, I'm doing for him as well. Being a mom, my child is 1. You know, my son, he needs both of us right now. The love, like when I'm gone for a weekend, sometimes dealing with the guilt of, okay, husband had to take care of the baby for the weekend, I wasn't there, and the baby seeing me and not wanting to go to anybody else for 2 days because he hasn't seen me for 2 or 3 days. There's a level of guilt that you have to deal with when you do something for yourself. But at the same time, it's either you're going to feel that guilt now or you're going to feel it on the back end when your child has grown up or your husband finds a hobby and you're sitting at home and you're like, damn, what did I do for me? Or the regret. I would rather deal with some guilt now for a purpose. Doing Sexual Essentials is allowing us space to grow in our marriage, because I have a thing for me and we miss each other now. You know?
Yeah.
Like I miss my husband sometimes, and when you're with somebody every day, you don't miss them. It's just routine. With my child, kids are a little annoying. Not gonna lie to you, they're cute. Some of y'all kids cute.
I've taught students in high school,
and they're annoying.
From baby on up to high school, they're annoying. Sorry.
They're annoying, and then when you don't see them for a while, you're like, damn, I really appreciate, you know, the growth that you have, like stepping away from things and being able to come back, even though it's only me being gone for 1 or 2 days over the weekend. It means so much, and the hardest thing has been the balance, for real, because I didn't do Sexual Essentials first and then get a husband and then get a child. I established myself in those things and then decided to branch off and do something different.
It might have been different for you though. If you did Sexual Essentials first, you probably would have not gotten married.
I probably would not have. I would have been more busy. I wouldn't because
probably not.
Probably not.
Dog out here living single.
Like
a dollar bill.
I would be traveling. I would because I love to travel and I'm gonna take the question somewhere different. What have I gotten from this? Even though it's hard to.
She stole my next question.
Balance,
go ahead.
The balance and the sacrifice mean nothing compared to things that I've gotten back. For myself, I knew I always loved to travel, and now that I've found a way to do that and being paid for it, so it's not like it's just coming out of my pocket. When my husband tells me he's proud of me and he's like prideful to see like, damn, babe out here doing it. Like, you know, we're embarking on investing now, like different things. Like, I'm not scared anymore to do anything. I'm not scared anymore. I mean, I'm out here as the face of dick sucking. You don't get more scarier than that. Like, you know, like my dad is a deacon, and for them to tell me, my mom and dad tell me, we are so proud of you, because at the end of the day, it's needed. You know, sometimes people be embarrassed to be a trash man, but the world would look nasty if we didn't have trash men, right?
This is true. Carpet peel is everything.
Dick sucking is not the normal thing to do, but at the end of the day, marriage is falling apart because it's not happening. Like, I have a purpose. I'm making people feel, you know, empowered. do something else.
I'm glad you said that, because
it's
watching her since she started this since January, I feel like Samia has found her passion, and then she enjoys doing it. She's figured out a way how to monetize it, and then she's also providing a mission. It's serving a purpose to help people. So it's more than passion, because she's making money off of it. Passion is just what you love, and if you know the saying, you shouldn't start a business within your passion, because when you actually do it, you might lose interest in the passion because you didn't realize how much work it was going to possibly take. And
the fact they tie in together, like I'm blessed beyond measure, like literally.
So
next question. Question 4.
All right, go. So you go ask the question since you know the question.
All right. So question 4. Question 4. D wants to know. Dijon, sorry, y'all know Dijon. Dijon wants to know what I am reading. So I had to pull out the iPad so I could pull up my books. I told him I was a reading whore. I'm a whore for books. I love to read. Schooling is very expensive, and so I've learned there's a lot that I can learn from books that just like another class or degree would give me. If you've been to school or been in any type of program, half the time they're giving you the information and helping you work through it, not necessarily teaching you something different.
They don't teach you.
Yeah, the book is teaching you, and I don't mind reading. And so, of course, I just got Michelle Obama's new book, Becoming. One of the things that I've learned from her, and just she said the thing that really stood out that she said was that I don't like the question of asking a child what do they want to be when they grow up, because it makes it seem like there's only one destination. And now that I have started a business, I get it. I don't have one just destination. I have so many different avenues. So I'm reading The Art of Open Relating, which is so I can give information to people within my company about monogamy, polyamory, and the different avenues of relationships that they want to discover and find more about. I have to do that research on their behalf to properly give them like actual insight, Side hustle, from idea to income in 27 days. People don't know this, but once I actually decided to start my business, it took me 28 days to open, and then I opened on February 1st. The autobiography of Gucci Man, because
Gucci,
everybody's story matters, and Gucci Man is happy. Gucci Man is happy now.
Gucci out here living his best life.
Best life. So I need to read his book so I can, see what parts of his life can I relate with, and because I need to be happy.
And Gucci, you could tell based on Gucci Man's Instagram, he out here living his best life. I saw this man with some trousers going fishing on his Instagram page.
I love fishing.
But the thing is, when you think of
Gucci
the typical
man?
Gucci man, you would never imagine this man in his trousers, posting the pictures in his trousers, fishing, smiling.
Happy. So I need to read his autobiography to learn more about that. I am reading, let's see. Oh, Smart Couples Finish Rich. I'm ready to support my husband and whatever he wants, like whatever his passion is once he figures it out. Like he does IT and he's really good at that, but I also think that he has other purposes, And so I want to make sure I'm encouraging him and researching for the both of us, so that way when I see like a window, like you would be really good at this, I know how to encourage him to do that.
Absolutely.
I'm reading The Art of Seduction, the book I stole from you.
She stole the book from me about 3 weeks ago, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get it back.
Oh, he's not
Every
getting
time
it
I
back.
give her a book, I never get it back.
I gave you back your Bereola book.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You never gave me back Gentlewomen.
Yes, I did.
You gave it to Nina, and then Nina gave it to somebody else, and then I don't know where that book is. That book is a hoe now. A book giving something to everybody.
Sexual Intelligence, I'm reading that. What We Really Want from Sex, I'm reading that. I'm reading a lot of other ones, but those are the ones that I've done. Oh, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. I love that book.
I recommended that book to her, by the way.
Book. Yes,
and I mean, if you read that book, it'll shift your whole perspective on how you see life. I mean, it's mind blowing. So definitely pick it up. And also for what I'm gonna do is, I know she just ran down a list of books, so I'm gonna get the list from her and I'm gonna post it at the bottom of this video so you guys can go ahead and look up those books and do your own research.
And then you said you want to talk about how finding purpose changed your life.
So I think it's so important for
how to get your purpose, like being scared and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's like traditionally through grade school, through public schooling, or even private school, we're trained to be workers. We're trained to be workers, even
for somebody else.
Yeah, to work for somebody else, and there's nothing wrong with working with somebody else. But within that, people don't really find their purpose, and you can find your purpose at
feeling fulfilled.
Yeah, feeling fulfilled.
Constantly.
Because you could be 50, you could be 12, you could be 30, and you can find your purpose at any age.
And over and over again. You can always find
and the thing is, your purpose might change.
Especially with you, he really got into teaching, and then he got into photography, and now he's starting this video blog because now he wants to learn about, videography, and that's different purposes. You're getting different fulfillments, and you're constantly, adding to it. And if you feel less fulfilled, you're going to find out how to keep fulfilling yourself and keep filling yourself up so your cup stays full. And that's scary.
My purpose is, my purpose is to be a creator. I want to create. I want to create things where people can benefit from, or it can help them find their purpose. And that's the reason for the show. That's why it's called Words, Wine, Into Purpose, because I love words, I love wine, and I love purposeful things.
You know what's another play on that though?
What?
The words start flowing after you start drinking, and you be talking about all the things that you want to do while you drinking.
Yeah.
And we gonna put that into some purpose. Like, I feel like you and me was talking about sexual essentials when we was drunk.
Probably.
Wine drunk, and then it came about. And I feel like sometimes the audacity that we have when we are drinking wine, we need that in our real life.
Because sometimes we're afraid to say it.
We're afraid to say it. We're afraid to do it. And
for example, you told someone about this idea, sexual essential, and they told you, girl, wait, what? Like, no, don't do it. And when she told me, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm all for it, because I'm a creator. So I understand that she's creating something that's not out there, that's innovative. So I'm like, yeah, to the hell, yeah, let's do it.
And
I'm
you
all
also
for it.
gotta understand, even when the idea is out there, if it's meant for you, there will always be room at the table for you. No matter what. There has been Dr. Ruth, there's been other people that's teaching, oral sex. There are plenty of sexual therapists, there are plenty of makeup artists, there are plenty of videographers. But guess what? When you do what's for you, there's enough for everybody out there to eat. Like, you can do whatever you want. And finding my purpose it's changed I'm not scared anymore. I'm just not scared anymore.
People want to buy from whatever you're selling, not a product, but your purpose. They want to buy your purpose, meaning that they want to. I'll be creation. Shout out to my homie Melissa.
Every time
that's why this is there, because Melissa.
I'm not giving you no more money, Melissa. I'm poor because of you.
Melissa's another one, and
you
Melissa,
want to be a part of the energy that she puts out
Melissa,
when she talks about.
Let me tell you something. Melissa is just awesome, because she's another one that has helped me to. She's inspired me to follow my purpose. I'll be like, Melissa, you gonna be in town, whether it's Miami or Tallahassee or what city. I know she's coming to town, whatever the town it is. Before
I'm your photographer this weekend.
I said, I'll be your photographer for the weekend. She's like, oh yeah, come through.
And sometimes you're paid in energy. The energy that she gives off to
you.
Oh man,
like, absolutely.
I feel so good. Like I feel
absolutely.
This. And you got this one, you got the other one in there. I have to say something though. I hope that people understand that if they decide to go after their purpose, after they've already done other things such as marriage or being a mom or whatever it is, those people are a part of your purpose. There is no way that I could do what I'm doing without my husband, because with him, right now I'm here, which means that he's with our child. And yes, it's his child too, don't get it wrong, but he's picking up the slack on the time, on my schedule. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
shout out to Ralph.
Yes, and he fine as fuck. Yeah.
We would like to give a huge thank you for those who actually sat down and watched the first episode of Words, Wine, Into Purpose. And we would also like to give a big thank you to Samia for sitting down with us and talking to us about sexual essentials. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, because this will be the first of many episodes. So stay tuned on the next episode of Words, Wine, Into Purpose. Cheers.